Hello again, beautiful people. I am Sierra Casher, and on this channel, we talk about books that I love, books that I enjoy, books that I have read, books that I want to read, some books that I don't enjoy. That is a new thing over here. I am talking about books that I didn't enjoy. This is day 5 of Bookmas, so I'm talking about subjects around books. I may bring you on to some adventures at things I'm getting done at home, but most of everything is going to be centered around books. That's what you can expect. This is day five of Bookmas, and I have something special for y'all. When I was getting ready and I was getting set up for this video, this song just hit my spirit. And it's probably because it's all over YouTube right now. Different people are using this sound, and these lyrics just came to mind. But I probably should not have prepared y'all for this, but it's 6 o'clock on Friday. It's 45 degrees. My husband is at work, and my kids are here with me. I'm turned up on this chai tea. I'm turned up on these popcorn. I'm turned up. I don't know the rest of the song. Y'all, if you ask my husband, this is me in real life. This is me in real life. I will make a song out of anything, about anything, for anything. Oh my goodness, that just tickled. Whew, I'm going to have to be able to get it together. I cracked myself up. But anyways, as you can see, I have several books here. And if you look at the title of this video, you know what this is about. Some of these books I purchased at a book sale. Some books are books that I was given, gifted, what have you. The good news is I'm going to a book sale. Unfortunately, and fortunately, if you will, depending on how you want to look at this, these books are getting new homes. And I'm going to go through each book. So if you're interested in that, you want to keep watching, I might got books in here that are not supposed to go, y'all. So let me know in the comments before we get started with all the books. I am still laughing at myself, y'all. I want to know in the comments, let me know, around this time of year, what do you prefer? Do you like hot chocolate or do you like chai tea? And if you like something else, you can put that in the comments as well. I am a chai tea girl down. I love me a hot chai tea. This one is kind of lukewarm. I warmed it up because I wanted to add some more chai to it, and I did. Then I had some iced chai in the fridge, and so I mixed them together. So I'm kind of like a lukewarm chai tea right now. It is not the best, but it's good. Like, I like the flavor, but I just don't like the temperature. So I'm waiting on it to like cool down even more. But that is what I'm drinking in my candy cane. Is it candy cane? Peppermint mug. I guess it could be a candy cane if you want. But that is what is happening. Featuring also, I have some popcorn. Listen, if you shop at Target and you've never had their popcorn, you don't know what you're missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the popcorn fairies came or what, but their popcorn is the bomb. I got that popcorn yesterday evening when I went shopping with the kids, and it is still good. And if I'm honest, I'm hiding it because my kids they just the little munchies and eat my stuff. Let's wait focused. So I have, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books here. I have some books in this bin next to me. You can't see it, but there's a clear bin, and I told y'all about this in my bookshelf video. I'll put it up here if you want to go look. But I have a clear bin full of books, and I did not go through this bin to say I was going to give these books away originally. And I've already given some books away, so I'll put that footage in here. When we were moving from one apartment to another one, I decided that some of those books were not going to come with us. And so I'll try to add that footage in here somewhere if I remember, okay? Do not hold me to it, because when I get to editing, sometimes I forget. Let's just jump into it. So first things first, if you have a loved one in your life, and you love them because they're your loved one, and you need an idea to get them, whether it is your significant other, whether it is your parents, however you are in relationship with this person, I will share with y'all 2 different ideas if you have a loved one that you want to make a gift for them for this holiday season. All of us have loved ones of some sort, whether they are our parents, whether they are our siblings, our neighbors, however you relate to people. This is I think it is a special gift if you have a significant other, whether it is your husband or just your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. This is a great gift. If ever you've given me a card in this life, I still have it. I still have it. Yes, I am that girl. I keep cards. I love cards, especially when they're handmade. So this is the gift idea. I'm going to show you some cards that I was gifted years in my life. So this is the gift idea. If you have someone that you deeply love and you want to, and you're crafty, this first idea is for you. But the second idea I'm going to show you, or the other two ideas I'm going to show you, you may be like, well, I'm not that crafty, so I'm going to use this idea. So one of my favorite birthday cards, yes, these are all like cards and stuff like that. I have more than one of these. Let me see. So this is one. I'm going to show y'all that one. So you might want to make a Christmas card for someone. This card was made for me by a friend when I turned 27, and she handmade this card for me. However, her sense of humor was that she would talk about herself. So she told me about all the things that she did to create this card and how she went into it. But the kicker is that if you read this, it says Hallmark greetings, $25.99. I thought this was so dope. Me and her, when we text each other, we use a lot of emojis, and so that is what the emojis are about. She wrote the number 27, and she put all of the emojis that I use, which I thought was super, super intentional. And so this card meant so much to me. So if you want to make a Christmas holiday card this year, I think that would be a great, great gift idea. But I have another idea for you. If you have a loved one and you are like, since this is about books and this is Bookmas, you can make them a book about your love. This is a book that my husband made me in 2017, I want to say. He got this book from Joann's, some craft store. He bought a book. It looks dingy because it's old, but it still means so much to me. The beginning of forever, ever since 2014, that's when we got married. And I'm just going to show y'all 2 pages. My husband and I met at Waffle House. I was working at Waffle House. That's when we met. January 5th, 2014. It says, on this day, I met the smile that would capture my heart forever. And so that is 1 page. Oh my goodness, I hope I don't cry. Let me share with you one more page. I think my daughter redid it. Anywho, we had like, it's so much stuff in here. It's so much stuff. I think I don't want to share anymore. I thought I did, but I don't. But he decorated the front, and then he told, this is our first date meeting each other. So yeah, this is something that you can do for a loved one. If you have a friend and you want to capture y'all's friendship, I'm going to show you 2 ideas if you don't want to go and purchase a book. So let me show you those. So this is from Tabitha Brown's collections. So you can get like a notebook from somewhere. If you're like not decorative, you can just go find a notebook that maybe has something that is significant to the other person. Like this would be perfect for my son. His favorite fruit is bananas. If I wanted to decorate this for him, I could use a Sharpie, write his name. Because it's Christmas time, I could say Merry Christmas and some red lettering or whatever. I can buy the stickers, and then I could decorate the inside with drawings, pictures, whatever I choose on the inside. That's one way. And then these are some notebooks I got from, this is actually an exercise book that I use to capture like my workouts or what have you. And it's actually green and red. So you can go to like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, those types of stores and a craft store and find you something that's festive so that you don't have to do a lot of work. I want to say I made to pay $5.99 for these, and it was 3 in the pack. So I could have, ideally, I've already used 2 of them, but I could have used these as well. And this already has red and green. You don't have to do anything. But then on the inside, you can draw, you can paste pictures, you can put things in this notebook to capture old Christmases, just to make it something that you've documented and placed out there, that later on, years later, your person, your people can go back and they can look at it, because this means so much to me. So if you are not crafty and you're like, look, girl, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to go do all of that. That's a lot of work. Okay, I got something for you too. This book was made by Love Book. My husband did it online. You can look up their website. I'll put it in the description. And he gave me this on Valentine's Day. I don't remember the year, but he gave this to me on Valentine's Day. I'm not going to share the inside because it's our business in the inside. This is me when I had locks. And then this is the thing. Since he's created this, they've gotten different cartoons. They've enhanced their drawings and all of the things. So yeah, this is my husband, this is me, and he picked out these things to put on here. And this tells of different things about our love. It's like I want to say like 25 reasons why he loves me. And there's pictures. And anytime, if I'm honest with you, if we get in an argument, things are not going well with us, then I will go to this book and I'll go back and read it. But these are just a couple of book ideas that I thought would be great to share with you before I share with you things I'm getting rid of. So that is that. All right. So now, what you're really here for is all of the books that I am going to give away. I may or may not record. I've told my husband I want to do it, so I'm hoping that he can be my photographer. What do you call it? My videographer. And record this video for me where I am going to be getting these books into new homes. I think I'm going to donate some of them to the library, and then others I'm going to actually give them to little free libraries. I have to look them up and all of that, so that's some work. All right, so the first book, I thought I was going to read this book, and it is A Court of Thorns and Roses. This book was all over everything, okay? And when I saw it in the store, is this my receipt? Let's see. I paid $1.99 for this book. I got it from a thrift store, and when I saw it, I didn't see all of the books, but I thought I wanted to read this. And I'm not yet into I've read a fantasy book, but I don't think I'm deep into it. And so I'm not going to read it. So I'm going to unhaul that book. So that is book number 1. This is Acts and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires, Esther and Jerry Hicks. This was another place in my life. I used to listen to Esther and Jerry Hicks on Audible. I have this on Audible already, so I don't need the physical book. I mean, it's a self-help inspirational book. I think it's an out-of-the-box thinking. It's spiritual, metaphysical type writing and learning, if you will. And I've already listened to this on audio. I think someone else will enjoy this. Verity. So my friend read this book and she told me about it and she did not like it. And I trust my friend. And so everything is not everything that she likes, I don't like. Everything she dislikes, I don't dislike. However, when she told me she didn't like the ending and someone else told me about something that involved children, I just was like, not going to read it, not interested. However, this is a very popular book. And I want to say this is one of the older, or maybe the first copy of this book. I think someone else would enjoy this book. Okay, Harry Potter. All right, don't beat me up for this one. I thought that I remember listening to this book when I was in 5th grade. My teacher read these chapter books to us. And I remember being so utterly confused about what in the heck was happening. And now trying to go back and read this, it makes more sense to me. It just doesn't tickle my fanny, if I'm honest. I just am not interested. And I know people love, and they swear by Harry Potter. It's just not my cup of tea. And that's okay. And so I'm sure someone young or someone who loves this would love to have this book. And so I'm going to give it a new home. Okay, we have several more. Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I just don't want to read this book. I just don't want to read it. I thought I would read it when I was looking up some books of things I wanted to read. This is one of those books that's kind of like The Court of Thorns and Roses. It is a little bit more, it takes a little bit more thinking when I'm reading this. And if I'm honest, I love to think, but I love to read for pleasure. And when I was trying to read this, I was like, this is not a pleasure read. You actually have to think about this. You actually have to be able to stay in tune with this. So I'm not going to read it. The Mastery of Self. I've read The 4 Agreements. If you're very familiar with that, I actually talk about it in another book, a video. This is probably going to just be given to Goodwill because it's a little damaged. Anywho, I've read this book. I enjoyed The 4 Agreements more. So this one's going to get a new home. Okay, Anna and the French Kiss. And let's see, my receipt for this is in here. I paid, girl, this is a Chick-fil-A receipt. Anywho, Anna and the French Kiss. I thought that I was going to like this book. When I started to read it, I didn't understand where it was going. And I just didn't get into it. And so this book is going to get a new home. The Secret. At the time that I picked this book up, I was in a community online. And someone suggested that this was a great book to read. I think for me, reading the 4 Agreements, I feel like I've read all of these types of books. Like reading the 4 Agreements, listening to Esther and Jerry Hicks, I feel like I know where these books go. And I just didn't want to read it. And as you read into it, you get this sense of like the same thing that you kind of get in books like this. And so I just was like, yeah, you get to get a new home. This could be somebody's first introduction to thinking like a philosopher, thinking outside of the box, challenging their belief system. So I think this book deserves a new home. All right, so these two books, my husband and I read them with another couple. It is called For Women Only, and this one's called For Men Only. They're Christian-based books that we read about, like, we weren't communicating very well, and we weren't seeking to understand each other and weren't communicating very well. And we were in this small group, if you will, and we were reading these two books together. And I wanted to keep my book, but I was like, if somebody is in this space in their marriage or in their relationship, these books would be great for them, especially because they're Christian-based and biblically based. And so one can't go without the other. So you get a 2 for 1. I'm going to give these books a new home. And last in this stack, because I have more books to share with you, is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. When I was on my self-discovery personal development kick, if you notice, most of these books are in that genre. This is a book that I picked up. There was a suggestion and I never got to it. And because I am not reading those books at this season, I'm just going to give it a new home so that I can make more room on my shelf. And as you can see, this book is very, very old. So this is probably going to be a donation to like Goodwill or something. So this book gets a new home. So the last book that is in this stack is called The Jacket. I picked this book up. It is a children's book. It was something that I read and it gave me what it needed to give. Phil was about to, I'm going to read you the back. Phil was about to stick his head into a classroom to look around. Then up at the corner of the hallway, he thought he saw the back of his brother's jacket. It had to be Jimmy. No one else in the whole city had a jacket like that one. He called, "Hey, Jimmy," but his brother didn't stop. And Phil pushed his way forward and rushed around the corner. "Hey, idiot, you forgot." But it wasn't Jimmy. It was someone Phil had never seen before, a black kid wearing Jimmy's jacket. So I think I'm going to actually keep this because I think the lessons and the things that I learned in this book were very, very helpful to me. And I think that my daughter could learn some stuff from this book as well. So I'm actually going to keep this one. All right, so let's move on. I have this book, and his book is called Controlling the Tongue. Let's see if I wrote my date in this book. I actually probably did, and I probably cut it out because I knew I was going to give it away. It is a book about literally what it says, controlling the tongue, mastering the what, when, and why of the words you speak. I think I actually want to keep this. This is one of my first like personal development. Like I need to work on how I'm speaking to myself, to other people. I'm actually going to keep this one too. All right, this one, I'm actually going to give it away. I think someone else will enjoy it. I am not going to read it. Let me tell you how many pages this book is. Let's see. It's almost like this book is 700 something pages, okay? I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. It's too long for me. My attention span is not going to allow me to. And it is a hard read. I want someone, I'm going to just read the back of this. And we can chat about it in the comments if you still listen to this video by this time. Okay. In a future so real and near, it might be now, a mysterious pandemic. This book was actually written before 2020. This book was written before 2020. 2017 is when this book was printed, okay? So listen to what this book is about. In a future so real and near, it might be now, a mysterious pandemic is causing women everywhere to suddenly go to sleep. Shrouded in a cocoon-like gauze, any attempt to awaken them is met with a reaction of feral, spectacular violence. And while they sleep, the women go to another place, a better place, where harmony prevails and conflict is rare. But there's only one, the enigmatic, I'll put the word on the screen, Eve Black, who is immune to the blessing or curse of sleeping disease. Is Eve a medical anomaly to be studied or a demon that must be slain? Meanwhile, the men abandoned, left to their increasingly primal urges, are divided into warring factions. Some of them want to kill Eve. Some of them want to save her. Even as others rise up and exploit the chaos to wreak their own vengeance on new enemies in this brutal, suddenly all-male world. Tell me that would not have made you pick this book up. My holy God. I was like, what? I liked it. And I thought I was going to read it, but do you see this? Do you see this? I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read it. But if you read it, please come back to my channel and let me know how you liked it. I am going to put this in a free little library. Okay, so these are the books I want to give away. My heart is breaking. I have an attachment to my books, in case you cannot tell. I love books. I love to read. I love to explore. I love to learn, adventure, all of that. These next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These next 6 books have been pivotal in my life. Now, would it be smart of me, or would it be wise of me to keep these books on my shelf? Probably so. However, I believe that there's another girl that looks like me, and she's on her journey. And I think she needs some of these books. And so I am going to put these books in little free libraries. I'm doing some research to find out where they are, the neighborhoods that they're in. And I think these will be great things for people to pick up, especially if people are going to little free libraries looking for something and they don't know they need this book. Because these books I didn't know I needed. One of them I didn't read in its entire. 2 of them I didn't read in their entirety. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, this book is called The Truth Will Set You Free, but first it will piss you off. Thoughts on Life, Love, and Rebellion. As you can see, I have some sticky notes in these books because this book, like I said, these books were very helpful. There is things I've written in this book as well. I'll give you a little glimpse into some of the stuff it says. Perfect is boring. Beauty is irregular. Let me turn to another page. Movement is like a river. It flows in the same direction, yet is never the same twice. So I'm going to give this to someone. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Again, I found there was someone online who was talking about this book. I grabbed it, I read it, it did what it was supposed to do. I didn't write in this one. However, there are some pages that are like bent and torn. I think that this would be a great book for somebody on their entrepreneurial journey, learning to be in community with other people. Also, like it says, learning to influence other people. So I'm going to put that in there. This next book I'm going to share with you is a book that I was influenced online. I'm happy to have supported a Black author. There was like different things in this book that I think like every chapter gave you something to do or to write about. And we're making our own manifesto. Oh my gosh, this book really, really was helpful to me. It talked about values. It's a great book. However, I don't think I'll read it again. I did the work to get to the place that this book was taking me. When I read the book, I think someone else would enjoy this book. Permission to Feel. Oh my God. I cannot believe I'm going to give this book away. I am a deeply feeling person. Oh my goodness, so many things written in here. My library card. I am a library girl through and through. This is when we lived in Mobile, Alabama. This is my library card being used as a bookmark in this. I cannot wait to keep that library card. That is nostalgia. Okay, anywho, I am a deeply feeling person, and I've shared this in another video. And so I was trying to understand my emotions. I was trying to understand why I felt out of feeling as deeply as I felt, but also just feeling. And so because of that, feeling as deeply as I felt, and also just feeling, period. And I'll share with you what the inside of this book looks like in case you want to know, the depth that it goes. It reads like a textbook. I want to say a therapist that I interacted with online, she actually suggested this book as well. But I'm going to show you this, and if you want to screenshot or you want to pause the video, these are like different feelings. You can read the chart. Wow. You can feel surprised, upbeat, festive, exhilarated, ecstatic, hyper. This book was harder to read than it was to read Brene Brown's book. I'll put it on the screen. But it's similar to that, but Brene Brown's book is easier to digest. This is written, I want to say, for like therapists. There's very easy and relatable stories in here, but it was a tough book to synthesize, if you will. Some more feelings are optimistic. These are high energy. These are low energy, fulfilled, loving, content, easygoing, at ease, calm, secure, satisfied, grateful. I'm just going to give you some more. Worried, angry, frustrated, gloom, disappointed, down, apathetic. Did you know that you could feel all of these things? Did you know that these were words to explain how you're feeling? Enraged, livid, fuming, anxious, repulsed, disgusted, listen, elated, enthusiastic, thrilled, proud, happy, focused, pleased, joyful, hopeful, playful, blissful, ecstatic, elated, exhilarated, festive, up. Anywho, you get the point. Woo woo woo. Imagine how I am when I'm by myself. All right. Guide to investing in gold and silver. My husband and I, at some point in our lives, we invested in gold. We're not going to talk about that, but we invested in gold, and this was a book that we were reading to try to understand it better. I think gold is a great investment, but you need some people who can help you to understand it a little bit deeper than just reading it out of a book. So let me take these stickies out of here. But this book was very helpful. I would say it did open our eyes to what investing is and how to invest, and what to invest in. And so, yeah, this was a great read. It's going to get a new home. Last, but certainly not least, The Millionaire Next Door. So, as you can tell, my goodness, I got some tickets in here. I don't remember. Anywho, I've had this book for a while, but it is called, I picked this book up before I was ready. It's called The Millionaire Next Door. If you listen to any like money gurus, this book you will hear them talk about, and this book you will hear them talk about, and this book you will hear them talk about. But I'm not giving away Rich Dad Poor Dad, because this book still rings true as something that is a great resource when it talks about money and like investing. And it even, I don't know if he touches on gold in there. Anywho, great book. And Robert Kiyosaki he's that guy when it comes to like talking about money stuff. So as you can tell, I like to learn. Why was I holding up these two books again? Oh, because I was saying, like, if you hear people talk about money, then you will probably hear them talk about these three books. Yeah, that's what that was about. Well, that is it, y'all. I have a book that I'm not going to give away, but it was in my pile. It is called The 5 Love Languages of Children, and I paid $1.29 for this book from a thrift store. If you have children, this is a great read. Maybe one day I'll do a video about it. My children have different love languages. I was very aware that they were different, but I didn't think that there was a book that could help me to understand how to love and to see and to know my children on a deeper level. Yes, God helps me with that, but this book is another resource to help me layer on top of that, because one thing and two things for sure. My kids will know, and they know now, that I am their safe person. Their dad is their safe person, and they can always come to us to talk to us. And when my children go off, if they choose to go off to college, do whatever they want to do in the world, that I know them and they know their mom. I don't know where that came from, but it's neither here nor there. All right, guys, I hope you have a beautiful Friday night. I'm going to hurry up and edit this video and get it to you all. I'm going to eat my popcorn in the meantime. But yeah, and again, my chair is a paid actor in this video. I cannot wait to share with y'all. Stay tuned. I'll do another video where I don't know if I'll do it in these 12 days. Of these 12 days I'm doing this, but I will try. Let me know which of the bookish ideas that you're gonna do for your loved ones, if you are gonna do one, or which one you liked. All right, guys, I'm out of here because it's about 7 o'clock on Friday. It's 9. I gotta go turn up with my kids. Gotta drink my chai tea. And I will see you in the next video.